Oh hi, didn't see you there. This week on Animal Planet, we're going to be discussing the gruesome murder of Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton was found at the crime scene with a knife in his back, along with a lone, singular sheaf of wheat. The suspects in this case are Thomas Jefferson, the president at the time, James Madison, an influential member of the Democratic Republican Party, and Tom the Tinker, or the idea he represented. Please join us as we uncover this elaborate conspiracy.
Alright fellas, how's everybody doing today?
Good.
Alright, well, we best get things rolling here because we got a lot on our plate. So listen here, we got 3 suspects, Jefferson, Madison, and Tom the Tinker. Now, I'm not very familiar with all of the suspects, so I need your guys' help. Can you please explain to me some more about these suspects?
So I mainly case Jefferson, and obviously he was the president at the time of the murder.
That's right.
And as we all know, him and Hamilton had a lot of hatred for each other due to their opposing political beliefs. And I think that could be a possible motive for this murder.
Yeah, and you know, Hamilton originally helped Jefferson get elected in the first place, but after he helped him get elected the second time,
He didn't have any need for him anymore.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, and you know, you guys have heard, everyone thinks that Madison's a Federalist and would agree with Hamilton, but you know, I've heard some kind of conspiracy.
Oh yeah, you heard it to the
Yeah,
grapevine?
he started a new party with Jefferson, the
Oh, yeah.
Democratic Republican Party.
They were working
Jesus
together?
Christ.
They're working together, Madison's some sort of Jefferson's puppet.
And what about this last suspect? How's he involved?
Well, that's Tom the Tinker. So, supposedly, Tom the Tinker was an idea created by members who participated in the Whiskey Rebellion, which was led primarily by the Democratic Republicans, so basically most of Jefferson's base. And word on the street says that Jefferson and Madison have been using this idea of Tom the Tinker to create prolonged opposition against Hamilton.
My God, boys. Seems like we have a conspiracy on our hands.
Alright boys, so this is how it all went down.
One day, when Jefferson was campaigning in the backcountries of America for his 1804 election, he realized that after this election, he had no political use for Hamilton anymore, and he could eliminate one of his longtime political foes. So, he convinced the farmers of the backcountry, who were already angry at Hamilton because of the whiskey tax that he'd been a part of, to riot and mob Hamilton's carriage, which was a distraction while the actual murder occurred. In many ways, Jefferson was the puppet master of this riot.
Later, Jefferson convinces Madison that he needs to kill his now foe, Hamilton.
As Hamilton was promenading in his carriage through the countryside, he was met with the brutal force of the farmers who are angered by the Whiskey Rebellion. Hamilton, fearful, fled to his inn where he was staying.
Hamilton entered his inn, but was met by the murderous eyes of James Madison. Hamilton looked at Madison innocently, but then he struck. Madison left, leaving his business card titled Brutus. Then, Jefferson comes to make sure the deed was done, and he plants some whiskey and a sheaf of wheat to make people think that it was the townspeople that committed the murder. But on his way out, he accidentally left some tobacco. And that leaves us with our trail of evidence and our conclusion of conspiracy.
Well, there you have it. Hamilton was brutally murdered by whom he thought were his fellow comrades, Jefferson and Madison. Thank you for tuning in to our program today on the murder of Alexander Hamilton. Next week on Animal Planet, America invades Vietnam. Again,